Mic check, mic check, mic check. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Man, so I'm on. Somebody asked me the other day about. Quite a few people asked me the other day about getting into real estate, and I'll be quite honest with you. You can accomplish just about anything as long as you put your mind to it, right? And another thing, really, real estate is not all as hyped up as what they make it seem. Real estate is a very, very, like what you put into it is what you get type of business. And I'm just now learning to kind of find my way in it. And I'm on year 3. I'm on year 3 licensed, and I am on my first year full time. And I've got this board back here. You can't really see it, but I was just sitting here trying to process the direction of like where I want this business to go. Right now is it's the most busy I've ever been. It's the most, I guess, quote unquote, success production. The most production, not success, because every year's been a successful year because I've stayed in it and I haven't quit. And obviously, I've been compensated for some deals and stuff like that, right? But right now is the most production I have seen in my business. And I say that because if I'm correct, as of this year right now, I might be missing one or two. And I just was going through my paperwork. I've had 4 closings this year. I have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 3 pending deals. 1, 2, 2 are new construction. 1 is a resale home. So with that being said, 1, 2, 3. That's okay. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would put me at 7. And I don't remember what the goal was going into this, but I wanted to do 104 listings a year. I haven't done that. I wanted to do 2 a week. That was my goal. But yeah, that's 7. That's 1 a month. I mean, that's 1 and a 4, 5, 6, 7. It's yeah. I'm on. As long as if I want, this is good because this gives me momentum. My dog's down here. To kind of look at like where I'm going and what I'm doing. And the reality of it is I'm probably tracking on as of right now to do 1 a month. So if I can hit 12, that would be my goal. Now, with that being said, right now is the peak season because summer and the activity's picking up. The other thing with that is the slow season. They say it comes in waves, and I'm trying to be more aware as to how I align the business and the direction of the business to carry me through the off season, right? If it's a slow season and it does slow down, I just need to learn. I'm trying to figure out how I want to survive or how I'm going to survive. And again, the thing that I'm dealing with right now is is keeping true to why I got into this industry, and that's to help people. And the reason I want to do is to help people because if I focus on helping people, if I focus on solving people's problems, then, and I do very well at that, then obviously I will get referrals. And then what ends up happening is I can build a referral style business that because I prioritize people, obviously I will be compensated in the process. But for me, the fire behind it all is the ability to be here at home a lot. The ability to be able to go out for lunch in the middle of the day when I want. The ability to be able to go to the gym in the middle of the day, to take a nap if I decide to the flexibility of not being able to, of not having to answer to anybody, the flexibility of being able to just move as I want, you know? Um, the bad thing with that is or like the caveat to that, um, is going to be the fact that there's no one really here to hold me accountable. There is no one that tells me what time to wake up. There is no one that tells me what time to go to bed. Right now, it's midnight. It's 12:48, and I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. And I'm trying to structure my life a little bit more on a routine type of. To be honest with you, this is my routine. I'm usually here late. I probably get up around 7, 8 o'clock and kind of start my day then. Sometimes I get up a little bit sooner and I try to go to the gym. Sometimes I'm usually up by like 7, you know, late 7 o'clock, early 8 o'clock ish, depending on how late I stay up. You know, sometimes I'm on the weekends, usually, I don't know. It depends on what I do the night before. But that's the other thing that I'm trying to kind of. So from a freedom standpoint, it's nice to be able to do that. But I'll be honest with you, man, there's been times where like it's been a month and I haven't gotten paid. There's been times where I was anticipating a deal finish and it didn't work out and I don't end up being compensated for it. And you kind of go through that emotional roller coaster of it all. So, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. I just ate some oatmeal and a peanut butter jelly sandwich, and it was delicious. So it's been kind of, all in all, it's been worth it. Oh, that's my dog. Hey, man, you got to be careful. You're too old and you got too much crazy legs. Go lay down. Go, Clutch. Go. He's going to be the one to knock down my camera and ruin all my equipment. I need to block this Ariel off. Go lay down. Go. So, to be honest with you, man, it's not what people make it seem. You know, you've got a lot of the influencer Instagram agents that, I feel are more focused on the attention and the likes and all that, right? And then there's a lot of like a hype behind it. I don't go to a lot of these events. I'm not really too involved in the scene of realtors, right? I'm not in the Houston thing doing all that. There is a lot of just like it's almost like the jocks when you were in high school, you know? It's kind of like that little cliquey little group of people that it's not all of them. But it is quite a few of them that sell the realtor lifestyle very well, and I've started to kind of see through that, and then there's so that's misleading. It's misleading, like the traveling and all this other stuff. Man, there's a lot of these agents that don't own a home. There's a lot of these agents that, are living at home with their parents or whatever the case may be, right? There's a lot of these agents that, it's just like in anything, you just have like the influencer side of things. And it's funny because you're probably watching this on some sort of like YouTube channel or something. So it's kind of like, well, isn't that kind of what you're doing right now? Sort of in a sense. Yeah, but my approach is a little bit different. And I think this is what's been working for me, is more along the lines of just providing education for people. I remember what it felt like when I was trying to buy my first home, and it's I don't know. I just knowing now what I know, I wish I would have asked more questions. I wish I would have done a little bit more research. But again, this is the first time doing it, and I didn't ask a lot of questions, and I just kind of went with the process, and I was just kind of like, hey man, sounds good, looks good, what do you think? Looks good, whatever, let's run with it, let's go from there. So there's a lot of stuff like that I wish I would have known, and I look back on it and I want to be that person that I needed when I was going through that. And not to say that the agent that I used did anything wrong or anything like that, but because that's one of my good friends that helped me get this house. So, but there is just a lot of little things that I didn't know going into the process as a homeowner, and I don't think there was things that he really could have really given me or showed me um, that it's just like things I just had to go through as a homeowner. And um, now looking at that, like that, my approach to it is just like helping people from that sense, right? So kind of, I don't know, kind of back to like the whole, is the agent deal worth it? It just depends, man. If you want to come in here, and I'll tell you something, just my experience. So I came in here, kind of just put a little bit of information out, kind of just wanted to try to like, um, kind of like fake it till you make it type of thing, and that only gets you so far. And then when you look at like how saturated the industry is with everything, and you look at what's gonna set you apart from everything, and I think that I've tied into something super cool that I think is gonna be really good for me, and what I would say very revolutionary to the way we do real estate, just because of the fact that we're prioritizing people and we're helping people, and um, I just don't feel like there's a lot of that in the industry. There is some, um, but I think the industry has a bad rep with all the image of everything that the influencer realtors are doing. And I've worked next to and with some people that I'm just kind of like, why are you in business? Like, why are you out here, you know, doing business in this industry? You just don't. It's just, I mean, just not cut out for it at all. And so I don't know. I'm just trying to change. I'm trying to break the bridge. Or I want to build the bridge between those that don't know anything about real estate that want to get into real estate, and to kind of answer the question that a lot of people recently have reached out to me. I would say do it. I would say that you're probably not gonna get a lot of momentum for a couple years, and I simply say this because of the fact that that's what I um, studied and learned and heard from a lot of people in the industry, that if you can get through the first 1 or 2, 3 years, then you'll be okay. And I will say that that is true to my testimony in this industry is allergies or something. I don't know, man. I will say that that's been key to it, because I've never had this kind of momentum in this industry, and I've never had this kind of just outcome, really just from this year alone. And I would contribute that to to you guys. I would contribute that to you guys that have trusted me with what I've been able to do, or what I've been putting out, have trusted me enough to take on, send me a referral, send me a lead. There's a lot of times where I get a blessing from some of you guys, and I'm very, very thankful for that. And I want to continue to put this information out there and give you this, because of the fact that I feel there's a lot that we don't know as people, whether we're buying our first house or selling our first house, because there's a lot of people that are going through that. And whether you're buying an investment property, which I don't do too much of the investment side of things right now. I just started to tap into more of like a ranch style home, which is not something that I normally take on, just because of the fact that I'm not an expert in that. But I won't turn it down, because I want that to be something that I can add under my belt, that I can say, yes, I can do that. I have experience in that. And so I'm working on that. And then one of the plus sides to that is that, to break it down to you, is you're going to have to work, right? So whether you sell a condo that's $74,000, or you either buy or list a property that's 900 to a mil, it's not super like for like work, but it is it is still work. And here, kind of breaking this down from a business perspective, if you're going to work, wouldn't you want to be compensated a lot more if you're going to have to put the same amount of work in? And that's kind of where what the industry kind of issue is, I feel, is that sometimes, because I've experienced this from some of the lending side, is I've been looking for communication on a deal that was, under $100,000 condo unit. And, I was like pulling teeth with these individuals. And then I, start getting into the five or $600,000 stuff. And then, you get a little bit more response and initiative behind that because, unfortunately, people are going to lean to what's more work and they kind of put the little deals on the back burner. But I've learned to not do that in this industry because of the fact that you don't know what this person with this small deal right now is capable, or his network, or his friends and family, his immediate friends and family. You don't know what you can get. And I'll be honest with you, I think another thing that people have really haven't figured out is the fact that we get into this business and we want to market, right? How do we get our name out there? How do we grow this business? And so we start to kind of add a market budget to our career, right? Because we want to market and we want to get referrals and all that to continue doing business. But sometimes, in my experience, is I've been treated very poorly by industry professionals, whether it's other agents, whether it's title people, whether it's insurance people, whether it's lenders. I mean, just a lot of people in the industry have just simply dropped the ball. And I have, even myself. So I'm guilty of this too. But I've learned from it. And one of the biggest things now is the way I look at the business is, instead of me focusing so much on capitalizing, every dollar out of every person, what I've been able to do, or how I've kind of cracked this code, at least right now, and it might just be the wave of the season, that it's the summertime and people are moving and doing all that. But again, I'm going to give myself a little credit and be graceful towards myself, give myself grace. Because of the deals that I've been able to get, because of the work that I've been putting into this business and doing things like this, right? So it's, I don't know where I was going with that. I lost my train of thought. But I think people forget that we need to just like really, really, truly. Oh, when I was mistreated, I've worked with lenders that were complete ass. And here's the funny thing. I don't think people really realize how committed to this I really am. I don't think people really realize the momentum that I have. I don't think people realize the trust and the just the network of people that I have, the friends, the massive group of friends that I have. There's people, they do that whole like name 5 people, or you couldn't even name 5 friends or whatever. Man, I can probably name like 20 awesome people in my life that aren't blood related, that I have good relationships with, good conversations with, that I just stay up to date with. It's always love every time we talk. I don't need to talk to them every day, but it's always love, And I don't think people realize that like that's what I bring to the table. And sometimes what happens is people focus too much on that dollar value that they burn the bridge of a relationship. And I'll tell you something that, I've been doing in this business, because I've been fortunate to be able to have the success that I've had because of the work that I've put in. And obviously, because it's been my time and the good Lord's been favoring your boy, right? But we don't nourish the people that we have right here in front of us. And again, I'm guilty of it. There's been a couple deals that I've lost that I haven't followed up with. And there's a lot of things that I could have done differently in some of those deals. So definitely, I've gone back to the drawing board and learning to put systems in place to be able to follow up correctly, to be able to, just continue to do better in this industry, in this business. So there's room to grow in this industry. There's room to create the lifestyle you want in this industry. And so I would ask you, if somebody, I would say, or I would answer it like this, I would say that if you want to go through the fire And if you're okay with getting burned, not by people or like in a physical sense, but like just kind of going through that storm, right? I would say if you're willing to commit for at least 3 years, if you're willing to do a lot of work with like delayed gratification, if you want to be if you're good at creating structure, if you're good at creating a routine, I would say this is probably a good industry to get in. If you want to prioritize people and you want to prioritize problems that people have, then you can make an infinite amount of money. If you want to get into this for the glam of it all, it's not that hyped up. It's pretty stressful. There's always something new that pops up. There's always something that goes wrong. You could always do something better. There's a lot of things that come with this. Ultimately, I personally wish I would have done this sooner. I'm catching on to like my ship has sailed and we're kind of just sailing along, and I'm getting these little wins and picking up momentum, and I'm learning a lot about how I want to structure my business. I'm learning a lot about how to play this game and how to maneuver this market right now and how to adapt to the market as it shifts and how history repeats itself and how a lot of things kind of work in this industry. And then not only that, I'm learning a lot about just communicating with people. I think they said the systems in place. There's just a lot of things that I'm learning right now, and this is only the beginning. This is only year 3. This is only year 1 of being full time. And I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I bring to the table. And is it perfect? Hell no, absolutely not. Have I made mistakes? Yes. Will I continue to make mistakes? Mistakes? Absolutely yes. But I will say that I am not the smartest person on earth. I am probably a little bit more naive to the risk that I take. I am a lot more of a risk taker than a lot of people. I do have a kind of like a fuck it attitude. We'll figure it out, So for me, it was easy to kind of make this change and jump into this career. And I know individuals that are killing it. And I know individuals that aren't doing anything. And it was one of the things that I see with individuals that aren't doing anything is a lot of what I saw in me when I wasn't getting the rewards because I wasn't doing anything. I was an undercover agent. I wasn't confident in my ability to do things because I just genuinely didn't know. And, the more and more I put myself out here and the more and more I just start sharing what I do know has been key to the growth of my business because I do know the fundamentals. I do know how a real estate deal is structured. Have I structured 100 deals? No, but I've structured at least, 1 or 2. So I'm comfortable in that. I've been there before. Now, and I just was scared to put myself out there. And I spent a lot of time sitting at this desk, kind of just trolling. What do you say? Trolling? I can't remember what the word is. It just slipped my mind. Trolling. It's like when you troll. Damn, that's really gonna bother me because I've never had that issue with that. But it's I'm still thinking about it. But it's just I've spent a lot of time here just kind of just mentally just kind of like masturbate into this like information overconsumption of podcasts and books and what this guy does and what this guy does that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And ultimately, the one thing that I've realized that has been really key to my success has been taking action. It's been taking action and it's been, trial and error and, putting myself out there and working, and I contribute all that stuff to kind of just the vulnerability thing that I've been working on, in my personal life that's given me the courage and given me the confidence to put myself out here because of the rewards that can come from it and because of the fact that I showed up for myself and I did something for me. And so Can you do this? Yes. Is it impossible? No. You just need to ask yourself, are you in this, like, for what reasons are you getting in this? And you also need to um, understand that this is a very independent type of business where, although you do have a bunch of tools and resources, there's usually a broker or a team you can call. It all ultimately comes down to you. And you can go to, you can go to the perfect, perfect scenario type of broker, right? Which is where you kind of hang your license. Not kind of, is who you hang your license with that allows you and backs you up and supports you through your transactions. But ultimately, even them, even that, I mean, I've been to two different brokers, and really at the end of the day, it's up to you. It's up to you to put yourself out there. It's up to you to learn, this stuff. It's up to you to just build this business. So you got to kind of ask yourself, really, like, more of like not just a career question, but like a life question. What do you want your life to look like? And what is the reason you're doing this for? If it's money, it's the wrong reason. If it's for maybe freedom, maybe it's for a more of a like a comfortable lifestyle, well then I would ask you, what's the comfort look like? How much is enough? Because if you want to chase money, personally in my experience, money's not going to satisfy you. You might think it satisfies you because you've never obtained money or have made money. And I can say that because of the fact that that's what I went through. I thought that making the X amount of money at the plants as an operator was going to be the end all for my, hopes and dreams and all this other stuff. And then I realized how much time I was trading for it. And it just didn't align with me anymore. And it just didn't sit right with me. So I decided to look and get into this. And I was like, okay, well, if I can only make X amount of money in this plan, I have to be here presently, right? Physically, I have to be here presently. So I don't like being here. I don't like trading my time for money. How or what do I do? How do I or what do I do to figure out a way to be able to make money, but be a little bit more, flexible on the schedule? And luckily I knew a friend of mine that was an agent and currently still is an agent. And I kind of watched him sustain himself through this entire journey. And I started to kind of lean over a little bit more and look and see what he does and how he does it. And I started looking into real estate and this and that. And ultimately it just led me to me getting my license. And I did that at work. And I did that through a course of maybe about a year or so. Because I did it at my own pace, definitely didn't prioritize it because I was comfortable. And I didn't need to go do anything because I was already making money. So it's when I got ultimately fed up with my time exchanging for, money. And I ended up wanting to do something a little bit different. I just got this weird itch in me. And I just wanted to jump in this. I said, I'm going to jump in this. I'm going to see where this goes. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad that I did. And I'm glad that what I've done has paid off. And I'm glad at the work and the sacrifices that I've made. And I've never been so happy in my personal life and my career life. I haven't got to where I want to be just yet financially, right? I got a little cushion, but it definitely is not enough to let off the gas, right? So that's the other thing with this business is you're in at least a 30-day delay process. Like, and what I mean by that is, if I want to get paid tomorrow, I needed to be doing the work 30 days ago. So how that works is because typically you get a property on the market and it takes about 30 days to close. You're shopping with somebody and you get a house under contract. It typically takes about 30 days to close. So what I quickly realized is that because I wasn't getting paid today, it's because I didn't do the work yesterday. And so something that I've gotten a little bit more comfortable is, you know, doing the work and realizing that, okay, I'm going to put this out there and I'm going to do this work, but I'm probably not going to eat off of this until a month from now. And that is it was very, very hard to rewire my mind and restructure my mind from a regular W-2 structure of what I've been taught and how a career and a job is supposed to look and the structure of it. Now, I haven't fully, completely rewired my mind because there's something that I noticed about that particular structure. I kind of mimicked a little bit of that structure. Come in, wake up, show up at a certain time, do things around a certain time, and then try to stay working for, at least the 8 hours a day. And sometimes that works out in the field, sometimes that works is sitting right here, and sometimes that work is just kind of wherever I want it to be. I can go to a coffee shop and do this stuff. But again, it has not been easy, especially financially. I've got a mortgage. I've got a little bit more I owe on my pickup truck. And I've got my dogs that are eating, a 50-pound bag of food every 2 weeks. My truck's a gas guzzler. I'm getting ready to have to buy new tires for that. The mortgage itself, the bills and everything like that. There's been a lot of sacrifices I've had to make. And that was a huge ego and pride thing for myself too that I had to do, but I'm glad I did that because now I'm at a peace comfort level, and I learned that I can live without a lot of things that I was accustomed to. And so with that being said, it just got to kind of comes down to, are you willing to make the sacrifice? Do you have the money to buy you the time you need to build this business? And then on top of that, you have the patience. Do you have the patience, the drive, the determination, the resilience, the just that inner dog in you to weather any storm that this industry throws at you? I would say you need to ask yourself and really dig deep inside of you if you're willing to do, 3, 4, 5+ years, 10 years of work with no reward. Because that idea of this isn't what they sell on social media. The idea of, all this stuff you see, it's not all hyped up. And I feel like that's a lot of what we're missing is the organic, true, real, raw, uncut backstory of what it is to be in this industry. And I don't know. I would just say, just really, really ask yourself those questions, and then expect not to get anything for the first 2-3 years. And then expect to always needing to be chasing another lead, another deal. And if you can withstand that for 3, 4, 5 years, I would say you're probably going to be okay. And then it goes back to like the whole financial side of things. What do you want your life to look like, and are you willing to make those sacrifices? Stretching that, first commission check was something that I needed to learn to do, that I didn't learn to do until probably like the first 3 or 4. And, I just now at year 3 really got a grasp on, that side of things. And a lot of it is because I had to give up I had to make some sacrifices on my the leisure side of my life and the luxury, the abundance side of my life. I had to make a little bit of sacrifice over there so that I can continue to do what I'm doing. And I'm glad that I did, because it's actually worked out, and it's working. So if I can do that, then you can. If I can make it this far, then you can. The question isn't, is real estate hard? Is this something that's rewarding? The question really kind of comes down to, are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to go through the figuring this shit out and figuring out a system that works for you? And are you willing to put in the, time that it's going to take to figure this out? And could I have learned it at a faster pace? Yeah, probably, if I would have committed a little bit more sooner. Could I have saved myself some time? Yeah, there's a lot of things I could have done. But this is where I'm at, and this is where I've learned to kind of just go through the process of things. And I've learned a lot, and I'm continuing to learn every day. Stuff changes all the time, and you deal with different people and different personalities and all that. And to me, that comes natural. So that's a key to this, is that my personality aligns very well with this industry. And some people don't have that. And that's okay, because I know some very awkward, different individuals that also do very well in this industry. So again, you'll find your tribe in it as long as you put yourself out there. So I would say, just, if you're thinking about doing it, what's your reason why? And then ultimately make a plan and stick to a plan. And sometimes you're going to have to alter and tailor that plan, a little different than what you expected it to be. But if you go into it with an open mind, and you go into it and you're a sponge and you're all ears and you're taking notes and you're asking questions and you're rubbing elbows with the right people, and you come in energetic and enthusiastic about what you're trying to do, and you believe, you have the confidence and you believe in yourself, that is where you're going to be successful. Because that's what I can say has taken my business to the next level, is having that confidence and being all ears and being all eyes open, and just yeah, I thought it was raining. It's my dog licking himself. But yeah, that's what I would say. So if you can do that, if you want to do that, you want to go through that stuff, then yeah, real estate is a very great thing to get into. I'm no different. I'm no smarter. Probably a lot dumber than a lot of the people that are in this industry, and I just don't take no for an answer. I'm not gonna quit. I'm not going to quit doing this, because this is something that I put myself to do, and I owe it to myself to see it through. You got to have a little fire, a little motivation under you. So whether it's to be able to spend more time with your kids, whether it's to be able to, have more free time to do whatever it is that you want to do, then I would find a deeper purpose other than the money, because you can go make money doing something else. And this is a very people-driven business. So I feel like if you want to go far in this business, you have to get out there and you have to be willing to put yourself out there. But again, I did it. And those of you that know me know that I'm a pretty silly dude that's been and done some dumb stuff in my life, So kind of just comes down to, are you really wanting to commit to everything? Because you can do it. And there's good people out there that'll help you. I'll help you, You just gotta ask yourself, what are you really trying to accomplish? But that's what I got, man. That's what I think is, that's what I'll leave my response at. Much love, and you guys have a good night.